Hello and welcome. My name is Timothy Martin, and I'm here today to talk to you about something called R.A.E, or Reverse Addictive Energy. I've tried 12-step programs, and it's only gotten me so far until I grow complacent and stagnant, and it doesn't really help that much in the long run. I've learned to adopt certain things from many different aspects and formulate them into what I call reverse addictive energy, or R.A.E. In its simplest explanation, R.A.E. is using the addiction and addictive tendencies that you already have established inside your brain and reversing them into positive energy, into a positive influence in your life. I've been sober now for 18 months. And how have I gotten this far, as opposed to 1 or 2 months of sobriety and then drinking again? What's changed? What's different? Okay, when you drink, you have a strong desire, an overwhelming urge. There's a lot of energy there, a lot of motivation. You need to learn to hack your brain and tap into that motivation the same way and direct that energy and motivation into positive things in your life. It's the same energy and motivation you already have. You're just pointing it in another direction. Let me give you a pop culture analogy. Okay, in the movie Star Wars, there's this thing called the Force. Now, Darth Vader uses the Force just like Obi-Wan Kenobi uses the Force. It's the same power. It's just used in a different way. Darth Vader is evil and Obi-Wan Kenobi is good. You have the same power, the same force within you, that same drive to drink. So instead of using that force, that power in a self-destructive, negative way, you can reverse that and use it in a positive, constructive way. That's the best way I can put it. Use your force to help you, to guide you. You have a problem with alcohol. You can't stop. You can't control yourself. That automatically makes you feel less than. It makes you feel substandard, weak. And society doesn't help by labeling you that way. You have a disease. You have a problem. You have no self-control. You're morally inadequate. That quantifies you and categorizes you. Do you want to go through the rest of your life thinking that way about yourself? You have to live your life. You have to be able to look in the mirror every day. And instead of looking in the mirror every day like I used to do and hating yourself, hating the person that's looking back at you, embrace that person. Embrace the gift that you have in you. Okay? You've been given a special power. Look at it that way. Start seeing it that way. You have an ability. You have something that most people don't have. Start thinking like this. Don't go through life thinking that everyone is better than you, or that you're an outcast or a freak, or that you have some dark secret that you're ashamed of. You're special. You just need to use this power in the correct way. And trust me, this isn't going to be easy. It's not like you can flip a switch and change a lifetime of thinking that there's something wrong with you. That's not going to happen overnight. It takes discipline. It takes motivation. It takes the ability to see outside of yourself. Take off that chain and yoke of oppression, and don't go another day thinking that you're a failure. Because people who think they're failures are going to do what? They're going to fail. If you think something is wrong with you, or you think something is too big or overwhelming, you're never going to accomplish it. All right, stop feeling that way right now. You have a power in you. You've just been using it the wrong way. And if you can hack your brain and tap into this power and use it in a positive way, the results will be phenomenal. As I said, I've been doing this now for 18 months, and the results in my life have been incredible. Okay, now you're probably asking, all right, well, how do I get from day one to the point where he is? That is going to take motivation. It's going to take dedication. It's going to take resolve, and it's going to take forming new habits. Okay, you're going to have to roll up your sleeves, and you're going to have to get busy with your life. Okay, you're going to have to establish habits that are going to take about 3 months. This is the hard part. This is the proving ground on whether you really do want it or not. The first 90 days, you're going to have to gut it out. You're going to have to establish a pattern of not thinking a certain way. On my first day, I sat down and I wrote out a plan. I wrote out a strategy. I cleaned my house. I got rid of everything that had to do with alcohol. I packed it up and I put it away. I got it out of my sight. I completely scoured my house clean and got ready for a new life. And then I formulated a plan of establishing a good habit. And I chose diet and exercise. I decided to start exercising and start eating better. And that is what was going to take the place of my drinking. Anytime I felt like I wanted to drink, I would exercise or I would think about exercising. Now, don't get me wrong. At the beginning, this was very tough. It wasn't easy. But after a while, it did become easier. The desire to stop drinking slowly gave way to the desire to start exercising. And after a time, that became my habit. That became my addiction, so to speak. I really hope that you do incorporate this habit into your life. Diet and exercise is one of the best ways to get off alcohol. It's also the best way to start a new life and a new lifestyle. It's a great habit to start because you're going to build up a lot of self-esteem. You're going to build up a lot of self-confidence, and you're going to start looking better. You're going to start feeling better. And that's almost immediately. It's a great new hobby to start, and it will take over your life. And everything else will fall into place very easily, because I chose this particular hobby. And it does incorporate a lot of your life. You have to eat right. You have to get the proper rest. You have to discipline yourself. It will change your life. It changed my life. And like I said, I've been going pretty strong on this new way of life for a while now. And my motivation is higher than it was on the first day I started because I can look back. I can see progress. At the beginning, I did this. I looked and saw a future version of myself. And that's what kept me going through the tough first 90 days. The thought of a future me and how I would feel if I did make it. But you're going to have to push yourself. You're going to have to want it exactly as much as you wanted that drink. This is where the reverse addictive energy comes into play. That same energy and that same drive, that desire to drink, it's the same desire that you're going to have to use for other things. That same energy and that same intensity, that power. And I promise you it will change your life. There's other aspects and things that will help you along the way, especially at the beginning. I've covered some of these things in other videos, but for now, I just want you to understand is that you have an incredible power inside of you. You don't have to feel subpar anymore. You don't have to feel weak. Okay? You don't have to feel afraid. You don't have to fit into a mold that society has put you in as far as being of low value because you have a problem with alcohol. Know who you are. Know your worth. You are a good person. Use the power that's already in you. Just use it in a different way. Please come back and watch some more of these videos if you like them. If you like what you heard today, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe if you like. Come back and see some more. Just remember, know thyself. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time. I'm not a healthcare professional. I'm not a doctor. I studied psychology in college, but I'm not a therapist. This is basically 20 years of dealing with my drinking issues